I'm Senator Camera Bartolotta. Welcome to Focus on the 46th. Coming up, we're going to take a step back in time at W.A.Young and Sons Machine Shop and Foundry, right here in Rice's Landing in Greene County. You don't want to miss this. Well, welcome inside this incredible facility. We're going to get the scoop on the history of it and actually the history of a lot of what's going on along the rivers here. And this is Augie Carlino, and you are the CEO of Rivers of Steel Heritage Area?
Correct.
Can you explain to our viewers what that means? What is the Rivers of Steel organization?
Sure. We're a nonprofit organization. We're in Homestead. We were created and designated by not only the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but by an act of Congress as a national and state heritage area. And what heritage areas do is conserve important parts of American history in different parts of the country. There's 49 of them in the federal level across the country. Within Pennsylvania, we're fortunate enough to have 12 that were designated by the state, and 5 of those also have federal designation like us. We focus on industrial history in Pittsburgh and Southwest Pennsylvania.
There's a lot of it.
There's quite a bit. Steel mills, coal mines, railroads, river barges, machine shops like this gem. And what we do is through the efforts of you and other elected officials, we get money from public organizations, we get money from foundations, and we put that money back into communities to help them preserve places like this, drive community revitalization, increase tourism, and hopefully generate economic activity in those communities in different ways that can benefit the people that live there.
Fantastic. And I was just here this April when this place received a plaque from the historical
National
Parks. Yes, that was a great event, and we had a huge crowd. And I know that this place is open for anyone who wants to come and take a visit, and all they have to do is call one of our buddies that we're going to see in a little bit, and we'll introduce them to you in a second. But this is all volunteer run. They do demonstrations, they do blacksmithing, there's all kinds of things that you can learn here. Tell me the importance of what a machine shop was back in the day when this first started.
Well, these were the tool shops for the industry. The mills and the mines, the barges, the railroads, they needed somebody to be able to provide product to them if their products within the industry broke. So these fellows would be working on gears, they would be working on axles, they would be working on different parts that went into mine operation, riverboat operation, railroad operation, primarily in this part of the Mon Valley. Shops like this weren't unique. I mean, this shop was replicated up and down the Mon Valley because you had mines, mills, railroads, riverboat landings all up and down. What's unique about this place is that it survived. This is a 117-year-old facility. A lot of the machinery dates back to the 1800s because they bought this machinery and moved it here. And the Young brothers kept it running until 1968 and walked away from it. And what's remarkable is that from 1968 until 1996 or so, when we discovered it, it remained untouched, pretty much intact. And it's a remarkable testament to the people of Greene County and Rice's Landing that they became stewards of this place, to guard it, to watch it, to make sure it wasn't vandalized.
They saved a huge piece of our history.
They did, they did. And today it's a National Historic Landmark, which is the highest level of federal designation a piece of private property can get from the federal government. So we're very proud of that designation.
That's amazing. And our goal, and as you said, all of that industry that once was flourishing down here and supplying thousands of people really good paying jobs, we've lost a lot of that industry, coal mining and steel mills and things like that. So why not take the history that is here that is so rich and so meaningful and share that with the world as a tourist landmark? And that's really what we've got right here. So I can't wait to take a good look all through here and learn about the machines and the tools, and I can't thank you enough for what you do with your organization, and looking forward to a great many more saved historic landmarks up and down the whole Mon River.
And with that, why don't we turn it over to one of the people that works here as a volunteer, and let's take a tour.
All right, we'll do.
Great.
We're here with George Blystone, and he is the volunteer extraordinaire. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here, how you got involved, and how people can see you here.
Okay, yeah. I got involved with the Foundry through a friend of mine, George Kelly, who was my mechanic, and he helped with working on some vehicles, and he was the guy that just was able to do anything, and he put this place back together. He put this engine in here. It didn't have any electric at the time they moved in here from the Greene County Historical
This one right
Society.
here, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And so he put it in and got the place running, and pretty well showed me everything. And I was thrilled. I was excited about the place. and then he got sick and got cancer and passed away. So I kind of thought it was my duty to,
You picked
for
up the
him,
baton.
you know, to
Carry
carry
on.
on. Yeah,
That's
and I
great.
carry on.
Me too. And actually,
Yeah.
George, I see on Facebook, see? Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
correct me. You call him blind. On Facebook, you actually put up there what times you're going to be here.
Yep.
You got the keys, you open it up, and what do
Right.
people do when they come? They come and visit you down here.
They come and visit and take tours. We have some folks from not too far away that are trying to learn blacksmithing, so they come and
We're going to do a little bit of that later on,
yeah,
too.
right, yeah. And they come and play, and they're learning, and you know, and I think it's great. It's
Yeah.
keeping the place alive, you know.
It really is.
So-
And you have so many machines here. How many machines do you
Yeah.
think you have here that have been rescued for history's sake?
Well, there's about 15 machines, but there's about 10 of them that work right now, probably. You know, and Rivers of Steel is helping us by buying belts and things to get them running, and you know, I keep an oil can going, and you know, that's basically the way it works. You know,
Non-stop,
oil
right?
can and scrubbing and
And a lot of love and a lot of passion for
Yeah,
what's in here. So we're going to
absolutely.
take a look at some of these machines. You're going to tell us what they do, and maybe a little bit about what their purpose was and how old they are and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we're going to take a quick tour.
Yeah,
All right.
okay,
Lead the way.
Now this is an old tractor engine that George Kelly put together to get it to run after the electric was taken out, and it still runs.
Be a little noisy. So wait.
No, not that.
So this runs your belts.
Yeah.
That powers everything in here.
This runs the whole belt line.
Yeah.
And during most of the time when the machine shop was going, this belt line was running.
Okay.
Okay.
So all of this whole series of different belts is
Right.
connected to a bunch of these different machines, and
Right.
that's what helps.
Yeah.
Whatever machine you want to be working on, this
Yeah.
is really your power for it.
Right. Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
And we can go through here.
Okay.
This was a milling machine, which was used to shave metal off. Okay.
Okay.
Grind metal off.
Yeah.
This is the clutch for it.
Oh, okay.
And
there we
you
go.
do the clutch. This machine operates, and with the right stuff in it, it'll do its job.
Yeah.
You know,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's all run by belts and pulleys. And
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's amazing. What else is connected to this big old belt?
Okay. This is called a shaper.
A shaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was used to make keyways like this in
Oh,
metal.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this lever moves a set of forks from a idler pulley to a power pulley, moves the belt on the floor.
Oh, wow.
And then this
And
machine
there we go.
runs. Yeah, there's a cutter on here, and it as it
Oh my
moves back
goodness.
and forth, it cuts that metal.
Jeez.
We're leaving the shop. The shop was built in 1900.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
And this coming into here was added on in like 22 or 23.
Really? Wow.
They added this L shape. So it expanded their working ability by a whole lot.
What is this that we're looking
This is
at
the
here?
press that was used for pressing bearings and stuff, and they must have broken it. This is the wooden pattern
That's wood. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the wooden
right.
pattern that made this piece up here.
Oh,
okay, it's not machined. This is.
That's a little heavier.
Yeah, it's dirty.
My
Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah, this is what this would turn into after they got done machining it and stuff.
Okay.
And this, they put a bar in here and tighten things down. This is the air compressor. It ran off a belt up here. It still actually pumps air if we ever get it put back together again. The tank is up above us.
Okay. Wow, that's a
And,
big tank. Okay.
Yeah.
So the air compressor does what for you here?
It pumps the air so we can blow things off and run. They had rivet guns and stuff that they would have done hot rivet work and yeah. So,
All right.
Yeah, and it's water cooled, and I'll show you the tank upstairs when we get there. The actual water tank's still up there.
Awesome.
It-
Yeah, I was here once before and I didn't get a chance to go upstairs, so I'm really excited
Yeah.
about doing that. All right, what do we got here?
Okay. They made these potbelly stoves here. This is the wooden pattern for the door.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and they would have cast the rest of it here.
Okay, so with the wooden pattern, tell me, what would you do with this to make a door?
You would make a sand casting.
Oh, okay.
You would put this in a double layer of sand, and when this came out, you would have a cavity,
Right.
and the cavity would get filled with cast iron.
Oh, okay, molten cast iron.
Yeah, right.
All right, great.
And make that piece, you know.
So
Yeah.
where did you find this mold? This must be really old.
It is. This is
Where-
all upstairs in the pattern shop. It's
my
all,
gosh, it was all
everything
here.
is up here. Yeah, it's like that wooden pattern I just showed
Yeah.
you for that. Yeah, everything's here.
Oh, well, you know what, God
And I
bless the
find
people.
stuff all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, God bless the people of Greene County and Rice's Landing for protecting this place
Well,
so those things
absolutely.
didn't get lost.
Right, absolutely.
That's
I appreciate the
amazing.
neighbors all the time because they watch the place. You know,
Yeah.
they call me and yeah. This is a planer. Was for planing metal. This whole table, it's a little cluttered because we're working on. We have a little problem with our building right now that we're going to work on.
Okay.
But this planer would go. This table would all go back and forth, and there's cutters here, like lathe cutters, that would shave the metal as it went
Oh my
through there.
gosh.
So it was, yeah, and it runs. We got it running too. That's another thing that just
What's
couple
really
years
funny is Bly was saying, oh, it's a little cluttered here. You could eat off of the surface of some of these things in here. These volunteers have been here scrubbing, cleaning, dusting. I mean, they take
Yeah.
such great care of this place. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's
Yep.
amazing.
It is.
Okay.
Okay, this is the forging area. All the tools and everything you see here in any of this were left here.
Okay.
When these guys went home, they were 80 years old, and they didn't come back. And
Wow, they just
fortunately,
walked away,
people
huh?
have fortunately people have been, you know, been helping us save stuff. It's
So
good.
who is our blacksmith
This is
extraordinaire?
Gary Shriver. He's
There's Gary. Hey, Gary.
partner in crime.
Partner in crime.
Yeah.
Great. This is amazing. So this was existing. This was also, you know, part
That's
of
all,
Forge.
yep, yep,
And this is how you make tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tools,
Now, I see a
horseshoes,
wall of rebar looking, you know,
Yeah, that
metal,
is
metal
all
pieces.
stock that was left here.
It was all left there.
Yeah.
Wow. All
Yep.
different thicknesses and everything.
Yeah,
And
diameters and
Wow.
Yep.
okay, so those are you can grab those and get a great tool maker.
Cut them off with a hacksaw out there.
Okay.
And yeah, make something.
That's great.
This is made for you out here.
What was that?
This is for you.
Oh, oh my gosh!
It's a
wow.
letter opener
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
with your initials
Oh,
on it.
look at that! Ah, that is so cool. Thank you. Wow,
And I started,
that's amazing. Look, and you got your
With that.
initials on the back too. You
Well,
started
yeah.
with that.
yeah, I started with that.
Oh my
I
gosh!
just cut part of it off and made you a letter opener.
Thank you. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is amazing. So we're going to take a look, and then maybe you can show your skills here a little bit. Or
Sure.
I got to get the heck out of the way because I don't like, you know, meteor showers all over my
I won't
clothes
get
and
you
stuff.
back too bad.
Oh, too bad. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And just
Wow.
make a little scroll
Okay.
here.
So how long have you been doing this?
About 4 years.
Wow.
Started out here.
Uh-huh.
My lady wanted me to come out to see this place and asked Bly what I could do to help.
Uh-huh.
And been here ever since, and the guy showed me how to blacksmith a little bit, and I really liked it versus my woodworking.
Oh, you do woodworking too?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. So does that art help you in designing different
Some of it,
things?
yeah.
That's amazing.
Some of it.
That is so great. So 4 years ago you started this.
Yeah.
So what made you just decide, I think I'll do a little blacksmithing?
We had the Races Landing Festival out here.
Okay.
And,
I'm getting close so you can,
Yeah,
I'm
we had
picking
the
your voice
Races
up with my
Landing
microphone.
Festival out here, and I
Yeah.
started in on it there, and
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. I was getting tired of my woodworking.
Okay.
I picked up the hammer and been
Wow.
doing it ever since.
That's amazing. What a workout too. I mean, you got to be, wielding this heavy puppy.
That's 4
that'll
pounds.
build you, that's okay.
So, yeah,
That's
I
really
like
cool.
it, and thanks to Bly, and he's kept me out here.
Keeps you out of trouble, keeps you off the street, right?
Yeah,
That's good.
out of the
That's
bars.
good. Out of the bars, okay. So what's your favorite thing to make? What is some of the most elaborate stuff that you've made? I mean, I know you made this, which is absolutely gorgeous.
I like taking spikes and making little knives out of them.
Oh, okay.
I won't hit it, so I'm gonna get you hot,
Okay.
get you burnt.
Yep.
And this one I made for Mr. Augie over there.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's great. So that's
That's
out
it.
of a railroad spike.
This is a railroad spike.
That is
You get it
beautiful.
hot. When that's hot, I can twist it, but you just twist it, and
Wow.
I took it, cleaned it all up, and this is yours, Mr. Augie.
Hey, there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is great. So how long did it take you to make that?
Oh, about an hour or two.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
my
very
gosh.
long.
That's fantastic.
We have a big event every year on the third Saturday in April,
Okay.
which is the Hammer. It's called the Hammer Inn.
The Hammer Inn. You guys,
And,
we'll put a link to where they can get information about
well,
that.
I
It's
post
really
that
cool.
on the Facebook page
Yep.
too. But it's we had over 300 people here last year. So
That's really something.
And you.
Yeah, yep. That's when we did the presentation of the plaque
Right.
too. But the Hammer Inn, it's really pretty cool.
Now we're into the Foundry.
Okay.
This was part of the L shape for the addition.
Okay.
They cast iron. For a long time, they took their patterns and shipped them by boat to Pittsburgh and had them cast in Pittsburgh. And
Right
then
up the river that's right outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they realized that it would probably be cheaper to cast them right here. So W.A.Young was the pattern maker.
Okay.
Okay, so he did all the patterns anyway. So they put this cupola in.
What is it?
It's a cupola.
All
It's
right.
a cast iron furnace.
Wow.
It was loaded from up on that loft there, and then the cast iron would melt and pour into this ladle. Okay, and then
Okay.
they pick the ladle up with the crane.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
yeah. This is the crane. It that would haul it clear down the end of the building wherever they needed to pour stuff. You know.
Cast.
And
So when do you think they put this in? This wasn't original. You said they built this
28.
in 1928.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So what kinds of things would they make out of cast? Iron.
These gears and pulleys and things, these are
Wow.
all cast. They were all made here. And all this was cast, like I said, this was all casting sand, all this floor. There's special casting sand. You see that dark sand? That's
Yeah.
special casting
So
sand.
it's really fine and silty and easy
that
to pack.
is up through there is special too. But
Where
this,
would they get it? Where would they get the casting
made
sand
it.
from? Oh, really?
Yeah, it
So how
was,
do you make
it was a
casting sand?
formula that was sand and clay.
Oh.
And they had to make it just special, and they had to put just the right amount of water in it to make the consistency so it'd stay together, and then be able to come off at the end of the process.
See,
Yeah.
we take for granted that, we've always had pourable silica stuff and
Yeah, right,
all these
yeah.
plastics for moldings and injection moldings, and
Right.
this is how it all started.
Yeah,
A lot
absolutely,
of hard work.
absolutely. Experiment. This
Yeah.
is all experimental
Right,
stuff. you
right,
know.
and this is what built our country, folks.
Yeah, this is made in USA.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. These are coal grates, which went in boilers for paddle wheelers. Okay, every paddle wheeler would have had a different boiler manufacturer. These burn out real easy, so they'd have to remake them. But anyway, each
Explain
boiler.
to me what that does.
This holds coal, okay? It would be
Okay.
inside a boiler.
Yeah.
But when they processed and made these, they would have dug ditches, okay, and stuck that in there, and then tamped the dirt around it, and it would have been a cavity that would have looked just like this in the sand, okay? And
Yeah.
they would have done the same thing. They would have made a row of 8 or 10 of them.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when the ship came in to pick these up, they'd pick them up and take their old ones out, and they'd bust them up and remeld them and use them again.
Oh, okay.
You know. But every boiler manufacturer had a different. Every ship had a different boiler with a different
geez.
boiler manufacturer, so they
Oh,
had
my
to have
goodness.
different ones for every one. See.
And they would make those, they press that in, make a form, and
Yeah.
pour cast
Yeah.
iron
cast
inside
iron.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Huh.
Yep.
I'll be darned.
And those are pulleys
huge
for
wheels.
coal mines up there.
Okay.
For the
oh my
elevator.
gosh, look at this giant gear right over
Yeah,
here.
that's what
My
I'm saying. They had to dig the
gosh.
floor out, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
and then to be able to pour that in
yeah,
there.
Right,
and-
yeah.
That's amazing.
This wooden building right here was the women's restroom in World War II. They built a restroom because they came from Pittsburgh
Yeah.
during the war to work, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness. Is anything still in there, or
No,
is it
there's
just an
nothing
empty
in there.
building?
No.
So that explains your "We Can Do It" Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah, right.
Picture right
I
here.
did that. That was kind of cool. I had Girl Scouts that wanted to come tour the place.
Oh,
And I
really?
couldn't
Nice.
think of what to talk about, you know. So I looked online, and there was a bunch of stuff about Rosie the Riveter,
That's
and they
great.
were all just really excited because
Good
they,
for
you know,
you.
they didn't
Yeah.
know, you know.
That's wonderful.
So,
That is
yeah.
great.
This is kind of this was the auto parts thing. They worked on automobiles. That metal frame on the floor there was a grease pit.
Oh, okay. Right here.
Yeah, it's
right under
filled.
here?
It's filled in,
All
but
filled in.
you know, they ran cars over it and changed oil.
You know, that kind of rings a bell because I've got an oil change business too, and we've got bits in the floor, so a little different than this one.
Yeah,
but
right. Yeah. But,
Just a little bit different.
Early stuff. Yeah.
Very early stuff.
Yep.
Wow. So they did a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Cars
yeah.
and trains
Yep.
and
if a kid brought his
machines
bike in, they'd fix it.
Oh,
you know,
really?
it was- yeah.
It's a bike shop too.
Kind of a cool
Oh,
thing.
and here's some history preserved here for
Yeah,
folks
this
to come
is,
in and take a look at.
Yeah, let me flip it open. It's easy. This is pattern making stuff. Okay. That they would have taken. These are for smooching around sand. You know,
Yeah.
in the patterns. They made their own tamper ends. That's just a pattern to make a cast iron tamper to tamp the
Yeah. Wow.
tamp the sand. It's just a really nice collection
Oh, it's beautiful.
of their stuff. Most of it's stamped W.A.Young. You know, and so it's really.
And you found all of this
Really
stuff
cool.
right in this building,
Yeah.
huh? My goodness. All right, so Black, we're coming up to the top floor here. Wow.
Yeah, this is the pattern shop. This was built in 1900. Also, this is the pattern.
1900.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is also the hardware store and office.
Show me the
I'll
hardware
show-
store,
Okay.
please. Oh my goodness.
This is the hardware store, and all the hardware is still here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anything you need, you know. They made all their own nuts and bolts. All these bins are here with all the,
What?
you know,
What a
all the
historic
hardware,
gem.
you know.
Wow. And they made all of these.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is something.
Yeah. And this was the office
Okay.
in the same area.
I like the bottle of rye whiskey sitting there, you know.
Well, just to,
'cause-
yeah, calms you down. When you,
There you
so
go.
Those
When you're
bills come
crunching
in.
numbers. See? That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a pattern shop out here.
Yes, yes.
So by patterns, you
Yeah.
mean the patterns for
By
all the
patterns,
pieces?
I mean a lot of stuff. We'll go down here.
Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness.
I can show you some patterns that you
Okay, great.
might recognize. I don't know. I can explain them a little bit. A lot of these patterns were for paddle wheelers, and we don't know what the engine room of a paddle wheeler looked like, so we don't know what all the,
Oh my goodness, really?
you know.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, so, yeah. This is railroad stuff. This is a switch, the wooden pattern for a switch for standard gauge railroad. This is a switch for coal mine.
Oh, okay.
See?
Little coal car.
Yeah.
Grief. Wow, and these are all wood. These are all.
Yeah, they're all wooden patterns. This is a.
For gears and everything.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's.
Look at that. It even has the.
Yeah, it's got the patent C18.
Good grief.
And
That's
you could take
amazing.
that downstairs if you were pouring today, and you could make that exactly
Just like
as
it was way back
exactly
when.
it was.
Good grief. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for being our tour guide and doing everything you do
Okay.
here.
Well, hey,
And
yeah,
sharing
it's all
all of
fun.
this history with everybody who wants to come on down here. We're going to leave a little a way for people to contact you and how you guys can come on down and walk
Yeah.
through history.
Right. Yeah. Get your hands dirty.
That's it. I like
do
that.
that well.
You gotta do that. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, Augie, we just had the most amazing tour of this incredible facility, and I just want to thank you for what you do with Rivers of Steel. And for all of our viewers, what can we do to help you preserve history like we see right here?
Well, thank you, Senator. One thing you can do, and other people do, is donate to us. Every dollar that the Commonwealth gives us in a grant, and any money that we get from the foundation community has to be matched with another private dollar. So any dollar that comes in from the general public goes back into facilities like the machine shop and other places around the 8-county national and state heritage area. So that's how people can help. Through your effort, getting the word out is a great effort too, and we much appreciate your time today.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is really just one of the incredible places that you can see right down here in the 46th district, and we are so proud of our history and our heritage, and we're proud of people like you who do for our community what others may not. So I welcome all of you to come on down here and take a tour of the W.A.Young & Sons Foundry and Machine Shop and all the other jewels that are in the 46th. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.